have a game between Juan and Zoomun here. Both are respectable players as far as it goes. I do like, so far, just from the onset, Zoom's team into Juan, because Zoom has one of the most meta teams I've possibly seen out of a single draft. I don't know who let this happen, not me, but, you know, here we go. Alright, starting with the leads here. Zoom on the left, and we're going to have, Juan on the left, and Zoom on the right. This is pretty good pressure into this team, into Mousehold Zoom's cut, or Mousehold Garchomp. I think immediate pressure from the Whimsicott to either tailwind or even just put on a little bit of a show with a Moon Blast here if they wanted to. Because if you sink a sword into this Mousehold, it probably goes down with the combination of the follow-up with a Moon Blast. And the thing is, well, Gambler can be quicker, but I highly doubt it's quicker. Especially because Zard and Bio can be good work right now. So, the Wide Guard could come out from the Gallade as well. So now the turn 1 effect to do any like shenanigans from the safe turn 1. Safe turn 1, we might have a Sacred Sword into the Mousehold. Triple Axle? Really doing a bunch of Garchomp hate. I don't know if Zoom realizes how dangerous that is. Especially because you're going to take 3 hits, likely, of equal damage, but I mean, the same result. Shelly goes down, is really good, White wins, big surprise. Biofilm really does kind of get the idea that there is a Charizard in the back, and it would be stupid not to bring Charizard into this match. The only thing really threatening you is likely this Garchomp, who is like Orc, I can assume anyways. I didn't realize as well that Juan has Gallade as well, so it must be a Mega Gallade. This seems like a really big mistake in turn 1. To go for a Axle into the support, or into the Garchomp instead of a Sacred Sword? Moon or double up? Yeah, there's one. Alright, follow me. That goes down into 50%. It could be Citrus, not Citrus. Sleep Powder. And then likely an Earthquake coming from the Garchomp. Maybe a Poison Jab. Could be a Poison Jab. Dragon Claw. Wow! Yeah, that's like 4 Garchomp damage for you. So, there's no chance that the Mousehold will connect this time. Whatever happens here, happens. More than likely, the Garchomp can get away with just going to protect, and then risking the next turn to have the 50-50 chance to wake up from sleep. The problem with this right now is, once the Garchomp, or once the Mousehold wakes up, Quick Follow Me, Moon Blast goes into it, Oko's takes out the Mousehold, and then you're left with a Biofilm who can Sleep Powder, and a Whimsicott who can Moon Blast you. So this has been used up right away. This Whimsicott also is still 100% HP. And if this is not a not a Sash one, very likely that this is Berry Feather, which is just gonna dumpster on the Garchomp. I don't really see much of a big change here from Meowscarada. Meowscarada doesn't do anything into Biofilm, so you're almost entirely relying on the Garchomp to take it out with Dragon Claw. Moonblast KOs both of these ones. Very safe play here. Especially if this is not Sash. It is Sash. It is Sash. Okay. Sleep Powder is likely going into the Garchomp, if I had to take a guess. Sludge Bomb. They doubled in. They doubled into it. Is it an Earthquake or a Dragon Claw coming out here? Okay. No, that takes... Okay, so that takes out the Biofilm. We are at 1 on one side, two down on one side, 1 on Zoom's side. I gotta give the advantage here to Zoom. I know, like, the Pokemon advantage, but there is the thing here. Whimsicott can't just set what does this Raichu do? I think this game's already over. I think this game's already over from the start. Like, no shot. The reason being, this Raichu doesn't put any pressure onto anything except for Charizard. There's plenty of tailwind pressure coming from the Whimsicott. Encore priority is still there. You can just win this game with encore priority into the Garchomp, then you can Dragon Claw instead of Rock Slide. Let's see, I'm gonna assume the Zap Cannon into the Charizard slot. I would expect, okay, protecting Whims. Is there a double protect coming here to see what's going on here? Yeah, okay, scouting out what Juan is doing here. Very smart. Fake out, oh no, you don't fake out in front of a Whimsicott. You don't do that. Especially not in the end game. You don't do that. Uh-oh. I think that fake out was a very, very big mistake. I would not recommend that in this situation, especially in an end game. Whenever you're down 2 of these, the last 2 moms you have, you're gonna get stuck on the field, right? Using fake out, it's gonna start struggling. Even if like, you know Garchomp. This game is now locked down by the Whimsicott. Whimsicott won this game single-handedly. Yep, there it is. There's the encore into the Raichu. Unless this Garchomp has Poison Jab, there's nothing you can do. Ah, jump it, and it missed. It missed the Charizard. That's it. Oh, that's it. That's just like unlucky, but this game was already lost when that encore happened. This game was like Tailwind goes up here, it's over. You just, if you want to play it as safe as possible, all Zoom has to do is Tailwind, and then Weather Ball or Heat Wave. Weather Ball will be more consistent. Raichu needs 2 more turns to take out. It's going to start struggling here. It's going to KO itself the next turn. Garchomp is going to be slower. A Weather Ball probably takes it out. Going to the Charizard here. After such a commanding start from 1. Like, it's one of those games where, like, that really does happen. Here's one has a lot of very weak mons in this game, and Raichu just didn't get to do what it wanted. It had to be more aggressive that game. I don't think it would have changed the result because of Tailwind, but it is one of those things to be aware of whenever you are playing someone. Whenever you're playing someone who has Whimsicott in front of you. It's annoying as hell, but, you know, it happens. Okay, on to game 2. Let's see what adjustments are going to be made here. I do think this is winnable for 1. I do think it's easily winnable for Zoom. Not to be favorites or anything like that. I don't have any favorites because I am in this league and I am currently apparently still number 3. So go me, yippee! But the thing is, I do think there is so much speed control on Zoom's end that it's just hard to really adjust anywhere else. At least for 1. I don't see much speed control on 1 team, and I think that is a very big issue. Okay, same moves as last time. Okay, so we have some speed control here from the start, with at least the Raichu Y having Zap Cannon. You should believe it has Zap Cannon. We only got to see it struggle and use Fake Out. But it is at least something this turn. So you can actually use some Zap Cannons, you can deny Tailwind. Well, you can't deny Tailwind. You can't deny Tailwind. You can't Fake Out in front of it. I think one of the big problems here is that, yes, this Gallade has Triple Axle. It's all 3, it will KO Garchomp. You have to be able to play around that. There's not a lot of ice-resistant Pokemon on Steam except for Red Sun Wash. This is high line. Go first, now. Here's that Mega. Protects on the other end. You have a Fake Out. We'll need a Fake Out into that. It's going to have to be lucky if we get a Rock Slide. Okay. Wow. That's... I don't believe that. But the thing is, almost the same exact interaction as last game, except that this time there is not a Tailwind going. I I do believe that crit mattered. I think that would have been very close. Oh, one brought Mega Chomp. Okay. This is not too bad for one. You can't be afflicted by the Zap Cannon from the Raichu, and you will outspeed the Garchomp afterwards. The question is, where does this go? I think that one of the better plays here is to make sure that that Garchomp is not... Like, okay, there goes Raichu. Okay, sure. They were scared if they got pressure. Again, the Asperata comes in. Gonna see a Mega from the... No Mega. Okay, no Mega. I don't know if that was an accident or not. They protect on both ends. This did dish out. They protect on the Garchomp, though. It can be on-board into it. Very, very good play from Zoom. This is what I would have done, except for I don't know. I actually am not aware. Does Zoom have Mega Garchomp? Let me check the board real quick. Yeah, okay, so that was likely just forgot to make that jump. There's no reason to not Mega, especially if you have Tailwind, because then you will outspeed. Okay, into Asshole. Okay. There. Okay. Gonna switch on. Zoom in. Oh, that's why there wasn't a Mega. They brought both. What happens here? Triple Axel into the Charizard. This is neutral damage, by the way. This is all neutral damage. That's a lot of damage. It's stab, ice, triple action into Charizard. That's a lot of damage there. It's important damage because now you can follow me away, the Encore. You can follow, but it's a sash. It is sash Meowscarada. It is likely going to be a tailwind into. I would tailwind protect if I was Zoom. Just that way you get your tailwind off. You don't mind losing as you can just do this. You can just straight up tailwind. Okay. Is the pop? Oh, is it Pop Bomb? It's Pop Bomb. Nice. Okay, this is not a play I would have thought of on one then. I like this play. Heat Wave. Yep. This is my passive play. I like this play a lot. Oh, really? Whole time. That's huge. There goes Whimsicott, but I don't like that targeting. I think that Zoom wants Whimsicott to go down here. Whimsicott's job is done. Oh, okay. So here's how this endgame usually works. Here's how. We know that the Garchomp on Worms and is faster because of the protection in the earlier game. We know now that there's a Tailwind up. There's only 4 turns of Tailwind left. Zoom has to get a lot done in these next 2 turns. Mousehole can, Meowscarada just burn protect, but if it is sash, you can double into it here if you wanted to. I would say Heat Wave Dragon Claw is a pretty safe play, or you Heat Wave Rock Slide, Heat Wave Earthquake. Heat Wave Earthquake is a very, very safe play to make. Yeah. Very, very safe play to make. Okay. Thanks. I don't know you'd be protecting. Wait, was that faster than... Is that a Scarf? No, it's not Scarf. That is a very fast Mouthhold and a very slow Charizard. Who did that miss? That's what you want to miss. Never mind. You want that to hit them usually. Whoa, that might have just that Heat Wave miss might have just won the game or won the game. That's hacks right there. I've seen hacks before. That's some pretty big hacks, but this game's not over yet. If okay, burning Tailwind turns, but. Mousehole thinks again. Chaos Zard here. Yep. That's it. There's no way to that. So that Zard must have 0 investment in terms of speed. It's very, very rare that happens. I know Mousehole's fast, but in Tailwind, being outfed, this isn't like a slow ball. Charizard is base 100 speed. So it looks like we're going to be going into a game 3 here. I mean, good play from Ron. I really like to see it. I was feel bad for Zoom. That's very much like one of those, like, damn, shit happens game. So you move on, you go to the next game. I think you have to do here. Use this time at the end to think about what you want to do next game, and then go from there. Fake out, fake play, Dragon Claw into Dark. Very, very safe play. The right play. I don't feel good about winning that game, but one won the game. And that's what matters in Pokemon. I do think that if that heat wave hit, that would have won the game. The likelihood of it happening is so low. 2 10% chances happening is 100, like 1 in 100 sort of thing to happen. You gotta, it's Pokemon, it sucks ass, we're not cranky here. We go in, we go to the next game, and we win the game. Right? That's what we do here. That's how you get better. It's how you go on. We just keep going. I think if one hits, it's still. I think if one of them hits, it's still winnable by Zoom. Since both of them missed, you can't win that at that point. It's just there's no way. There's no way it happens. All right, game 3. So what will our players do in terms of adapting to each one? I do think that not using Rotom right now is very much to the detriment of one. I do think that with enough Electro web support, if this is Scarf, it could be a Scarf Rotom. We don't know items here. This is not PvC, it is Draft League. So we don't know items, we don't know moves. We know enough to make assumptions, but I think Scarf Rotom could be a big speed control option here. It doesn't rely on player missing games. Rotom did stop it, so Galley has done pretty much nothing the last couple of games, so I think this is quite a good adaptation. This could be Megatron too. Raichu does nothing except for fake out the Whimsicott, which is scary. Which is scary for Mega Garchomp. There is a safe play to make on both ends. There is a dangerous play to make on both ends too. Typically players are a bit more safe on their game moves, so we're gonna have to see what happens this time. Okay, immediate switch from 1 into Mousehole. So right now, this is going to be a scary situation, but I don't like how the play is. I don't like having two, what are mostly support on the field at the same time, but at least Raichu Live can do one damage, and you do know that Hot Bombing when it's hot and if it hits, would have been very likely to happen. This is very likely to Live Leads. Good for double protect here. I do like avoiding the fake out here. Now you have lulled the Raichu into doing that again, but the Raichu could just switch out here. However, if it does switch out and Zoom calls it, that could be a Moonblast into it. You could also follow me away, but protecting in front of a Whimsicott is very dangerous. I think we're about to see a pop bomb into the Whimsicott. Dragon Claw is now full. Safe play, safe play. Pop bomb into one shot. Yeah, okay. Unless this misses, I don't see a way that Whimsicott doesn't live. Yep, it goes down. There we go. Kind of Wyvern's pop bomb scary. Here's Galley. But what does Galley do with her Sacred Sword here? At the very least, you know that Galley resists the Focus Blast from this Raichu. It also sort of, I don't know if it shrugs off Zap Cannon, but it picks him up. This isn't looking great for Zoom right now. I think Kelly is going to have, but now what? Okay. What is this Galley? take a sword of it. Rough skin damage back, but it does about 75% to Dark Chomp, pretty respectable damage. I still don't know if Galley can play for this, but I mean, like, it works there. But now what? Okay, fake out pressure is back on the board. Where does it come from? Or do you even fake out? I think it'd be very smart to fake out. But at this point, we know that the Garchomp is going to be faster on Zoom's side. It can easily that Garchomp. But it's very safe. Fake out into the Garchomp. Okay, we're going to see something. This Galley's going to swing out into the Garchomp. No, into the Raichu. Oh, that's all the speed control. Like, gone. That's it. There's no more speed control at all. That's got to be it. Yeah, that's it. I don't see... Well, we haven't seen last Pokemon. There's still a turn of Tailwind. Oh, I do think that Zoom has won this game. Zoom could have... Oh, there's still Paxton on the board. Ah, there's Charizard. Yeah, there it is. I think that's what wins the game here. But this is a slow Charizard. I think if you play safe here, you can actually start to outspeed the Charizard. The problem is Garchomp. It's a full health Garchomp, but maybe because this is a Mega Chomp build, it's not as fast as Zoom's one Garchomp. There's a chance, there's a tiny chance that Rock Slide Triple Axel can take this game. I think there's still a chance for one to win. This isn't as over as it looks, especially from the earlier turns. You've just got to get rid of, you've got to time out this Tailwind. So, I think that you just time out Tailwind here. After Tailwind's done, you might have a way to win. I think it's still like everything on speed here. Something that's set up doesn't really matter at this point. It's some damage, but everything's so low damage at this point. It just does not matter. Attack from Meow. Turns into normal. That's big, actually. Because it turns into normal, it will not get the stab attack bonus into Garchomp. If it uses Triple Axel, I don't know. The thing is, this is all going to hinge on a Triple Axel hitting all 3 turns. It has to. There's no other way to win this. There's no other way to win this. Oh, this is crazy. This could come down to a Triple Axel miss or a Triple Axel hit. We know the Garchomp's faster. I think the safe play, the safest possible play I would do in this moment is to Dragon Claw. 1, okay. That's good damage for 1 hit. 2, you gotta hit this 3rd one. You've got to hit this 3rd one. Yep, okay, that's it. Oh my goodness, 1 wins this. There's no way. Dragon Claw. If you use Dragon Claw, you win this. If you use Rock Slide to miss, you lose. This is it. Oh my god. That was such a risk. Oh my goodness. I like the risk, but wow. Wow. One has won the set, and without some luck here, I can't lie. Well played to both, but jeez. Holy cow. Holy cow. What a game. What an actual game. Good job. Good job from one. I feel really bad for Zoom. That was really bad RNG, but hey man, shit happens. We all know shit happens, and you know, we're gonna get better at the end of the day, right? So, this has been Moon Guys commentating for the first time to steal Verm's job. Y'all have a good rest of the night. Thanks for the game. New guy, I'm not mad. I'm not salty. We had a great game. We're gonna make it the playoffs and face each other, something like that. So, have a good night. Take care, y'all.